Hey y'all, welcome to the channel or welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about essentials to stock up on for your home before the shortages and before the price hikes. So let's get right into today's video. Remember, we are not panic buying. We are just simply making sure that we are prepared to make sure that our family and household can run and that our house is in order. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is water. Water is life. Without water, you're not going to be able to sustain yourself. Water is obviously your body is made up of majority water. That's the way that you're going to be able to sustain yourself. You can't live that long without water. Water is just vital for your body's overall function down to organ health. So make sure you have water, whether that's gallons of water, water bottles. Also, you want to have an alternate water source in case your water does go out. Make sure that you know where creeks, rivers, ponds, and things like that are. Make sure that you have a water filtration system, whatever system you go with, and have life straws and things like that that can assist you. Always, if you have to look for outside water source, I would suggest at least finding water that's not stagnant. That way you don't have as much bacteria and things like that. Make sure you do your research like that. But I was just always taught growing up, you would rather fish like in water that's not stagnant. But depending on what's going on, you may not have other choices. Next, you want to have medications on hand for yourself, for your family, your kids. If you have allergies, make sure you have those allergy medications on hand. If you do Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that, make sure you have that on hand. If you are on prescription medications, let me go ahead and make this disclaimer. I am not a doctor, so consult with your doctor. I will say I would try to find more of a natural remedy or something that can assist you so you can get off the medications, because you don't know if there's going to be a shortage of these things. There have been shortages with medications over the last couple of years off and on, and you don't want to have to worry about that, especially if you can find a natural alternative for that. I said consult your doctor, but keep in mind that your doctor is also in the business. Like them and the pharmaceutical companies, they're a team. And from my medical background, if you're new here, my background is medical. I've left probably like 3 or 4 years ago, working in hospice. But I will tell you, I've had jobs like in medical offices, and we've had drug reps come in, and they are gonna try to sell to the doctor, because those doctors in turn give these items to the patients, right? So drug reps come into the office and they supply lunch for everybody, like big lunches, fancy lunches. So they're there to sell their service and make it look good and make people happy, because food makes people happy, right? So just take that into consideration. It is a business, so the less medications, the better for you. But like I said, you want to make sure you have a supply of those. If you can get, 90-day supply. I know insurances can be funny sometimes, but consider doing those things to tide you over just a little bit. You also want to be thinking about your car and your car parts, things that your vehicle may need in the upcoming weeks, months, years, because those items may be a little bit hard to find. If you do oil changes for your car, make sure you have the filters. Make sure you may want to look into getting new tires if you think you'll need some soon. Also, when I'm getting to that, you may want to consider learning like a skill as far as changing your oil. I know that I'm so quick to, we'll just take our cars and have the oil change, but that might be a skill that might be helpful and beneficial, as well as saving you some money, especially if you're able to do it. But we have just become so dependent on other people doing it, just taking it here and letting other people do it. We've got away from a lot of skills that we're capable of doing if we just take the time to learn. Next, we're going to talk about clothing. So clothes is obviously essential, but you're going to want to make sure that, especially if you have kids, kids grow like weeds, you're going to want to make sure you have the next season and the next sizes up for both their clothes and shoes, because a lot of the shoes and clothes that we wear has been imported from other countries. All you have to do is look at the tag, and I can guarantee you it probably wasn't made here. Those items may be here, but you're probably going to be paying a little bit more for those items, right? So if you know your kid is going to go ahead and need the next size up, or size up 2 sizes, think about that and think about where you can save money while also being prepared. Next, we're going to talk about food. You want to consider buying pantry staples. Like, I know we all talk about rice, beans, sugar, things like that, but that is things that can like make your budget stretch, and you just want to have those pantry staples in your home. It's always a good idea to have those. And it may get to the point where you might have to barter with those items. Not only that, but as we saw in 2020, a lot of those items like your breads, your flour, your yeast, those items flew off the shelf. And when they did return, it was slowly, and then sometimes you would see them on the shelf, you know, one day and the next day would be gone. Your goal is to stay ahead as much as possible and just be prepared for any situation. And again, just knowing that you may have to help other people or barter, and you know, food is a part of life too. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Let me know what your top 5 essentials are for your family, but take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video.